Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For a radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also joining us online worldwide via our podcast at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We thought you all could be with us as well. As you guys know, October is recognized as a lot of things, including as National Car Month. And as we gear up for winter, it's the perfect time to make sure your vehicle is in tip-top shape. Joining us live from the Havoline Xpress Lube in Saratoga Springs with some expert tips to keep our cars running smoothly, we're excited to welcome former ASE certified technician Eric, the car guy, to our broadcast. Eric, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, and I'm happy to be joining you today from the Havoline Xpress Lube in Saratoga Springs, Utah, to share with you some of those tips that you mentioned.
Yeah, look, I was just going to say this is the perfect time as a lot of our audience, of course, they're planning trips. What are some easy ways, Eric, that you can share to help drivers take better care of their cars and even spot early signs of trouble?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, and you also mentioned that October is National Car Care Month, but I'm an advocate of, listening to your car all year long, and listening is a good part of communication. And if your car is making a noise, it's trying to tell you something, so you should pay attention to those noises. For instance, if your car is making a noise when you start the car or when the engine is running or when you're going over bumps or perhaps going around turns, does that noise change with engine speed? All these are important clues as to what that noise might be. So if you do have a noise, it's important to address those noises before they become an issue that could leave you stranded on the side of the road.
Yeah, such a great point. And a lot of times we just think, it's not a big deal, but it really shows the importance of taking those things seriously. And another thing we have to take serious, Eric, as you know, are the fluids for our vehicle. Many of us don't know how critical those can be. But if we do spot a leak, what are some things that we should be thinking about when it comes to routine maintenance, like an oil change, or if there's something else that may be going on with our vehicle?
Well, a good way to help prevent leaks is regular oil changes. I can't stress enough how regular oil changes are good for your engine and your vehicle overall. I see those engines with less leaks, less internal deposits, and just less issues overall. When I change my own oil, I use Haviline's Lifelong Engine Oil. It's a brand that's been around and trusted for 120 years. It's a top-tier motor oil with outstanding performance for both high and low-mileage vehicles. As far as leaks, there's one more thing about that. My favorite part of the Havoline oil is that it comes in 6-quart packaging instead of 5-quart packaging, so it's kind of, in my view, better value for your money. But as far as leaks are concerned, I've got a really great tip that my friend Sue taught me. A lot of times things will leak onto black asphalt and you can't necessarily tell what color they are. But if you take a white napkin or a paper towel and lay it on top of that leak, it will soak up some of that fluid and perhaps reveal what that color might be. And those colors could lead you to what is leaking, such as, like, if it's brown, it could be engine oil. If it's red, it could be transmission fluid. If it's green, it could be antifreeze. But it's also important to note where that leak might be coming from. If it's coming from the front of the vehicle, the back of the vehicle, or maybe towards one of the wheels. So the color and the location of the leak are also important. Another thing that you can do is you can add Techron's fuel system cleaner to your fuel tank. And for extra credit, you do this once a season or every 3,000 miles, and that will help keep your engine clean and protect your fuel system and keep the thing running efficiently for long periods of time so that you can save more every time you fill up at the pump.
Eric, that's a really good tip, and I love that about being able to check. Yeah, I love that to be able to check on the asphalt to see what color the fluid might be to be able to help for sure.
One of my favorite tricks.
Yeah. Eric, I do want to ask you, as I mentioned, of course, with winter coming up, one of the things we are going to be doing, of course, maybe is doing more traveling or, of course, being able to take trips. Do you have any tips to help drivers make sure their vehicles are ready for the road?
Absolutely. In wintertime, batteries are susceptible to changes in temperature, and a cold battery doesn't work as well as a warm battery. So I recommend checking your battery before winter. That way you're sure your vehicle is starting when it gets cold. Another thing I've noticed is that tire pressures tend to get low during colder weather. So it's a good idea to check your tire pressure and get those up to spec. And if you're not sure where to set that pressure, there's usually a sticker on the driver's side door or driver's side door pillar that will tell you where to set those tire pressures. Another thing to do is add Techron High Mileage Fuel System Cleaner to your fuel tank. Not only is this great for a high-mileage vehicle, but it also stabilizes the fuel for up to 2 years, which is perfect for, like, say, a convertible or a car that you're not necessarily going to be driving during the winter. You're going to be storing it. Fuel is a lot like a soft drink. If you open it up and set it aside, the fizz is going to go away over time. Well, gasoline's a lot like that, and Techron's high-mileage fuel system cleaner helps prevent that from happening for up to 2 years. So you can store your vehicle and not have to worry about it.
Well, Eric, we appreciate you being able to share these great tips with our audience, even though, as we mentioned, it is National Car Month. As you mentioned, this is something we need to think about year-round. Again, everyone, Eric the Car Guy has been our guest. Eric, where can our audience go for more information about what we talked about here?
ChevronLubricants.com for more information, and you can also visit Walmart.com and select Walmart stores for Havoline products and Techron products.
All right, and we want our audience to make sure that they're following you as well. Eric, again, thank you so much for the time and for the expertise. Looking forward to chatting with you again.
Thank you, Cyrus. Have a great day.
Yeah, you as well. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live, and let's go make today amazing. Take care.